Good day everyone, my name is Obayemi Wasikoride and this is Robotic STEM Training. Here we move you and we prepare you for the future. I will be your CAD, your computer-aided design, your mechatronics, and your everything I know instructor. Trust me, it's a journey through the future. The world is evolving really fast, and if you don't catch up with the pace, you get left behind. Now, there's a saying that imagination runs the world. Now, to take this imagination to the highest level, that is where you have your computer-aided design, your CAD. Trust me, it is not a day job. But here in Robotic STEM Training, we make it as easy for you as possible. So remember, imagination runs the world. So if you can imagine it, you can design it with any software of your kind, be it AutoCAD, Revit, Autodesk softwares, Autodesk Fusion, just name it. Anyone is right here in Robotic STEM Training. Just to mention a few, and we also have some of our materials here to print out. So once you're done designing, you can even move as far as coupling them. That is where you have your mechatronics comes in. So you can easily print out your parts using via a 3D printer or even a CNC machine. So trust me, it is a very big and robust package and you don't want to miss it. Remember, the future is drawing nearer and you are not part of it until you are part of Robotic STEM Training. I'll see you in the next class and I will be expecting you. So introduction to mechatronics and CAD designs from the stable of Robotic STEM Training. Now, let me quickly take you through the introduction phase. CAD as a course. What is computer-aided design? Computer-aided design in a layman's tongue simply means creating drawings on the computer. It also means creating 3D shapes on a computer. Like, you don't have to start wasting materials to couple down objects, but you can easily do these things on your system, on your PC. Trust me, it is as easy as it sounds. It is not rocket science. Now, it is computer-aided design. It is also a means of visualization, whereby you can visualize your dream. Like, you don't have to start dreaming and dreaming. You take your dreams to the next step. So far you have a PC, you can get that done on your system. Now, checking how things fit together to make sure they don't interfere. Checking how products will look to the customer. This works for every field and every aspect of life. Be you a furniture, be you a carpenter, be you any artisans, even as an engineer, you need to give your clients this impression of what the building looks like before you start building. This is where your computer-aided design comes in. Also, your CAD can also do simulations, whereby you have two moving parts together, working simultaneously together. These are not dreams. These are not fictions anymore. These things are real. Now, your computer-aided design are also used in doing animations, whereby you can have them design so many cartoons, so many AI stuffs. All these things are built with CADs. Also, they are also used in dynamics, like aerodynamics, any other field, dynamics field. So now, also in structural analysis, this implies for structural engineers, those into the construction firm, to check the tensile strength and tensile strain of a building. So you can easily do all these with your computer-aided designs, whereby you can check what the building, the load, the bearing capacity, the load bearing capacity. All this can be done without doing any long calculations. You can easily do all this on your system. Come down to Robotic STEM Training and we'll take you through all the concepts. Also, CAD can also be used to check fluid flow. If you are a plumber, if you are into the plumbing industry, the oil industry, you can easily see all this. So you can check your flow rate, your pressure rate, your flow pump rate. All this can be done with CADs, with computer-aided designs. Also, you can also use this to check heat transfer. This comes down to anybody that deals with metals, anything metals. Any field that deals with metal, because in any metal there's something called linear expansivity, which is the increase in length per unit length per degree rise in temperature. We were being taught all this in school, but you don't have to go about with all these heavy formulas. You have your CAD there to help you out. So this is what your computer-aided design does. Now, let me take you through the design process. First thing, you use your computer to help execute the design process. You get down the necessary softwares, AutoCAD, Autodesk Revit, DSS, SolidWorks, a lot, Autodesk Fusion. Now, clarify the problem. What am I building for? What am I looking at? What is the problem? Identify the problem. Before you can solve a problem, if you don't know what the problem is or the source of the problem, you can't even solve the problem. Now, the conceptual design. What will this design look like? I don't want it to be something that will be too big, something that will be too heavy. I want it to be something that really makes sense. Now, your conceptual designs, now, the design requirement and specifications. This boils down to a lot of things: your client budget, your own personal budget, and the space you're designing for. That is your design requirement and specification, the type of materials you're building with. Now, embodiment design. What do you want it to be composed of? Do you want it to be made of wood, iron, titanium, name it? All these can also be incorporated in your design process. Now, your design concept, what do you want the concept to be like? Oh, I want it to be something very flashy. I want it to be something that when people see it, they remember art. These are your concepts. This boils down, so you don't have to start wasting materials to do this. You can also do this on your system and see what it looks like. Your detailed design. Now, the moment you're designing, you can easily give down your design to a layman and he understands what it is by detailing. Enough detailing, you don't have to start naming them one by one with the pencils and biro. Your CAD can also do that for you. You detailed every part. This is made of wood. This bolt should be tightened to this so amount of torque. This is where your CAD comes in. That is your detailed design. Your design layout and configuration. This is your setup. This is like an artist and a pencil. What kind of pencil do you want to use? What kind of configuration do you want to use for your design? Name it. I want to use pink, I want to use color, I want to use this, I want to use that. You can easily walk through all those configurations, all those setup. Those are your design layout. Now, to the next process, now more specification details, definitions. Computer-aided design is a technology concerned with the use of computer systems to assist in the creation, modification, analysis, and optimization of design. Now, we don't just have CAD alone, we also have CAM, which is computer-aided manufacturing. It's a technology concerned with the use of computer systems to plan, manage, and control manufacturing process. This is used in bigger, heavier industries. Trust me, you are going to learn all these once you come down to robotic STEM training. Computer-aided engineering is a technology concerned with the use of computer system to analyze CAD geometry, allowing the designer to stimulate and study how the product will behave. Now, I told you earlier that you can stimulate all your CAD designs using 3D SolidWorks. I have a bolt, I have a knot. You can easily check how long your bolt can knot by stimulating those two components, and if they will generate it, you know at a very early stage. You don't need to start doing all this and having your trials and error. Your computer can tell you a lot of probability of what will come out if you use these two materials together. That is one of the benefits of using a CAD. Now, components of a CAD system. You have your CAD, you have your CAM, and you have your CAE systems. Now, the first thing necessary in all CAD design is your hardware. You don't just get a random system for CADs. Your system must have something called a dedicated graphics. For as low as 2 gig dedicated graphics, your CAD simulations will run very well. Now, you need the right software. From your software should be able to do your solid modeling, assemble modeling, motion simulation, finite element analysis, and so on and so forth. So what kind of software are these stuff I'm talking about? You have your AutoCAD, you have your Revit, you have your DSS SolidWorks, you have your Autodesk Inventor, Autodesk Simulations, a lot of them. So you need to get the right software to get the right design and to get them on the right platform. Now, also coming down to the hardware, you need a good computing machine. You don't just go for something light. Now, as a designer, as a CAD designer, your system should have a very good processor. When I'm talking about processor, like from Core i5, Core i7 upward, those are the best processor you can use for a CAD design, and you won't have lagging issue. Now, data storage device. If your system comes with a 257 gigabyte storage, you can easily go for an upgrade because your CAD design takes up space, because it is using 80% of your computer's storage. So you have to go for an upgrade and start from 500 gigabyte upward to get the best performance on all your CAD design and the best rendering. Now, communication devices. Well, what do I mean by communication devices? You have your mouse, you have your joysticks, you have your keyboard. These are communication devices you use to communicate with your system, with your operating system, with your CAD, your left click, your right click, your command, your escape. These are communication devices to your cards, to your hardware. Now, you have your user input devices. This comes with your fingerprint, your scanner. You are the users. Now, the input devices are what you are using to input commands on your system. This falls under the hardware section of the card. And you have your user output devices. These are what brings out your finished product. VIA, your 3D printer, you have your CNC machine. These are what brings out what you've already done with your card. They bring it out in a 3D model in an hardware form, whereby you can touch and feel them. Now, these are samples of the input devices. You have your keyboard, you have your mouse, you have your gamepad, your joystick, your drawing pad, your camera. You have your a lot of them on the there are a lot of them on the screen right now behind me. Now these are your output devices. You have your big board, you have your printing machine, and you have your 3D printer. Now, the cost goal, what are we trying to achieve at the end of the day? We are trying to prepare for the future with robotic STEM training. The future is very near, like I told you earlier, so we need to prepare for it. Now, another course goal is the basic and advanced shape modeling. At the end of the day, you should be able to go through the normal basic shape models of it, like the rectangle, the triangle, the circle of every object, how to incorporate your basic geometry and to make them form something meaningful. You should be able to achieve this at the end of the day. Now, your parametric modeling, you start moving up the ladder gradually. So from basic shape modeling, you should be able to do some other parametric modeling, and you should be able to work in teams. That's the next one on the line. You'll be creating a team here in robotic STEM training. There's a saying, if you want to go far in life, if you want to go fast in life, you go alone. But if you want to go far, you go with people. That is where we are here in robotic STEM training, to make you go as a team. Now, to advance top-down design methodology, we should be able to take CAD design to the next level. There was a time people used ruler and mathematical sets to construct building. Now it has been advanced. Your system can do all those things for you. You should be able to do that. Then use of solids model for downstream applications. Like I told you earlier, your CAD design are also used for animations. Animations are used to convey information, because in every transfer of information, there's always omission of essential information. So just to break down that omission of essential information, that is where your CAD comes in. You can also use that for your mechanism analysis. You can know where your gear is, where your teeth is, where your rubber is, where your bands are, the length at which your chain should be, so you won't have this error, and you can have the efficiency in your machine. All this can also be done by your CAD. Finite element analysis and shape optimization. Finite element, like I told you earlier, you can choose what to build with your finite elements. This is what I want this to be done with titanium to increase the strength. I want this to be done with a metal alloy. All these are what are incorporated in your CAD design. And computer-aided manufacturing. All this software I've been talking to you about earlier, we are being designed by someone. It is not rocket science. They don't have 2 aids. So far you understand how it works, you can also go about and design your own computer-aided design software, just like Revit and Autodesk. Autodesk company is being owned by an Indian guy. We can also do the same thing here in Robota. Just come down here and get the right knowledge, then we'll advance to. Now here is a picture of Autodesk AutoCAD with the interface, with the plumbing features of a building. Here is Autodesk Revit with the interface with a building model. These two are used by architects for construction industries. It can be used by architects, electrical engineer, mechanical engineer, structural engineer, name it. It can also go as far as giving you how much it will cost you to build your house. You just input the right data and it will process it down for you. That is the beauty of a CAD. And here is DSS SolidWorks. You can go as far as producing a 3D model of a junction pipe down to the 3D model of a car. All these are not rocket science. It is not only the whiteboard that can do this. We also have the brain. We just need to maximize what we are doing with it. So down from the elbow joint of a pipe, you can build a car by using DSS SolidWorks. And the last but not the least, complicated components like this are also built from scratch. With DSS SolidWorks, you can build them, not just building them, you can stimulate them and make the gear teeth roll together. So you can see how fast, the amount of heat this will generate. So you can know the necessary type of oil to use. All these are what you'll be gaining from robotic STEM training. See you in the next class, and I'll be expecting you in the next class. Remember, the future is near, and you're not part of it if you're not in robotic STEM training. See you in the next class.